So once again, working with building confidence through our yoga practice, understanding that when we change our body and we work with different shapes and forms in the body, we can affect the state of our mind. So on your back, feel, well, just drop in first. So just drop in and let everything go. Just come into some stillness. So you might be in the Shavasana position. Or you might have your feet, the bottoms of your feet, the soles of your feet on the floor with your knees leaning in and touching one another in a position of comfort, whatever's really restful for you. Feel your breath against the floor. You could even take your hands to your belly, to your upper lower belly, and feel your breath in your belly. As you breathe and expand your lungs, the belly lifts. And as you exhale, you can let that all go. So soften the belly. And then just roll to one side. You can rest your head on your bottom outstretched arm. Use your top hand for balance if you need, or place your top hand on your rib cage. And as you continue to breathe, feel the expansion of your rib cage. Just bringing your awareness to the fact that we breathe, not just in the front of the body, but the side. And then from the side position, just roll onto your belly. You can take your hands and make a little pillow. So you have your forearms into the floor, and you can rest your forehead on your hands if that feels more comfortable for you. And now feel your breath against the floor in the front of your body. And then come back to your back. I'm going to move over to my mat. And stretch your legs long now. And stretch your arms overhead and just reach through your feet, reach through your arms, and feel the whole length, both right side and left side. And perhaps here you might pedal through one heel and the other, just really lengthening everything. And then you could take your hands and place them underneath your head, interlaced underneath your head, and take your feet over to the right corner of your mat. Stack your feet like you're in Tadasana, or drape your left ankle over your right, and then slide your left elbow back. So you create a big C curve in the left side of your body. And here, if you can, on the exhale, So the inhale, think of expanding the left side, and on the exhale, contract the right side of your body, the right sideways. Inhale, it might be subtle, but feel like you're lengthening even more through the left side body. And exhale, contract the right side body. And then on your next inhale, just sweep back to center. Take your feet back to lined up underneath your hips like Tadasana. And then slide your feet over to the left corner of your mat, stacking your feet or draping your right ankle over your left, and slide your right elbow back. So shoulder blades stay on the floor and the right elbow's pointing back towards maybe the right corner of your mat, top right corner, or maybe the short edge of your mat if you have a lot of space in your side body. Same thing here. As you inhale, just feel for really lengthening the right side body. And on the exhale, contract left side body. Couple breaths. So we're going to do quite a bit of holding in today's practice and working with the inhale and exhale. So thinking of the inhale as the expansion and the exhale as the contraction. And then slide back to center. Slide back to center, and then just let's take the soles of the feet to the floor. You can leave your hands behind your head, or you can bring them alongside your body. And just a couple of pelvic tilts just to feel the length in the front of the body. So on the inhale, as you draw your pubic bone away from your navel, feel for length created along the front body. And on your exhale, as you draw your pubic bone towards your navel and you contract there, feel for a little length along the back body. So pelvic tilting, we do it a lot, but really thinking about stretching or lengthening the front body on the inhale, and on the exhale, as you contract the front body, lengthen through the back body. Now, if you know Ujjayi breath, which I think most of us do in this class right now, begin to invite that Ujjayi breath. So through the nostril, breathing through the nostrils, and having a slightly audible sound to accompany the breath. It's almost as if you're breathing through a very, very thin straw. And this will help us to really concentrate on this breath work as we move. So on the inhale, through the nostrils, lengthening the space in the front of the body as you arch your back away from the floor. And on the exhale, contracting the abdominals, pressing low back into floor, and feel like you're lengthening the back body. Very good. And then from here, we'll just cross our ankles, take the backs of your legs, and you can rock yourself up to a seat. Now, if Sukhasana is comfortable for you, we're going to come to that seated position. And if you need to have a block underneath your sit bones, you could sit in Virasana here, just showing both of these positions, or Sukhasana up on the block. Whatever seems to suit you best. I'm sort of mostly comfortable in Virasana. Okay? And then interlace your hands, reach the palms towards the ceiling. Relax your sit bones down to your seat. And then just on your next inhale, really slightly take your left rib cage to the left. And then exhale, relax. Inhale, reach the right side of your rib cage to the right. And then exhale, relax. So just very, very subtle, just moving the rib cage back and forth. So it is, I'm lengthening that side of my body. Keep the shoulders soft and the shoulder blades moving down your back. That'll keep some space in your neck. Good, and then come back to center now and just relax. Let your arms float down. And then on your next inhale, open your arms as if you were pulling something apart and feel for an expansion through the collarbones. There'll be a little bit of a back bend here too. And then on your exhale, just bring your hands together in the heart, to the heart center. And open and expand. And exhale and bring your hands together. So we're all going to really work on our tendency to go too fast here. So if you are comfortable with the breath at 6 to 8 counts, that's the inhale. If that's a little too much, you could go to 4 or 5 count, but really think about slowing everything down. So on the inhale, the lengthening through the breath, expanding through the collarbones. And on the exhale, closing the hands back to the heart and just letting everything empty. Let's do 3 more. Good. And then from here, we're going to take right hand down to the floor. Now, if you needed another block or a box of Legos, you could bring your hand to that prop, and then inhale, left arm up. Exhale, let your sit bones settle and your right shoulder drop out of your ear. And we're going to stay here for 3 breaths. So as you inhale, each time, can you get a little more length in your left side body? And you might exhale and just look down now at your right hand. Inhale, increase the length in your side body, the left side body. Exhale, release. Now, as you release, also draw the navel up and in. So contract on the exhale. Lengthen space all along the left side body. Exhale, contract. On your next inhale, sweep your left arm up and over, and you come right to the other side. Inhale. Exhale, turn your gaze down towards your left hand. Inhale, reach even longer or get a little more stretch or reach in the right side body, and exhale, look down at the opposite hand. Keep both sit bones firmly planted. Just really subtle, and you can work on expanding the length of your inhale, expanding the length of your exhale. On your next inhale, sweep back up to center, hands to your thighs. Just roll the shoulders up, down, and back a few times. And now bring your hands out in front, palms up. And on your inhale, draw your elbows back and expand through the collarbones once again. On the exhale, press your hands away, round your back, and expand through your back body. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, you slide the elbows back, open through the collarbones. And exhale, press away, round your back, and feel for opening more of your back body. So continue that and see if you can expand the inhale to something like 6 to 8 counts. And exhale, 6 to 8 counts. Invite the Ujjayi breath. Last time you press forward on the exhale, stay there. Inhale and just expand through your back, but you keep this position. And exhale, draw your navel in, contract at the belly. And then release. Come to hands and knees, cat-cow. And we'll begin just with some cat-cow, the way we normally do. So inhaling, lengthen the space between the sternum and the navel. Exhale, round your back, and lengthen the space all along your back body. So if you can expand the inhale to 6 or 8 counts, and expand the exhale, 6 to 8 counts. And then inhale to a neutral spine. On your next exhale, turn to look at your left hip. Stay in this position as you inhale, lengthen, pressing the right side body out. So lengthen the right side body. Exhale, contract the left side body and take your gaze to your left hip. A little bit hard to see with me in the side position. I'll maybe turn, but inhale, lengthen. Right side body stays expanding. Exhale, left body's contracting. Left side body's contracting. So you're turning and looking at the left hip. So there's length through the right side body, contraction through the left side body. So I'm facing you now. Might be a little easier to see. And then come back to neutral and then take the other side. So staring, looking back at the right hip. So you have length through the left side body, contraction through the right side body. 3 rounds of breath. Continue to lengthen the inhale and the exhale using your Ujjayi breath, victorious breath. 6 to 8 counts. And then come back to a neutral spine. On your next exhale, round into cat and tuck your chin. So now the same thing we were doing on our knees. On your inhale, stay here, but expand through your back body. Feel the breath and the broadness across the top of your back. On your exhale, contract the abdominals. Inhale, expand. Exhale, contract. So you remain in the cat position with the back rounded, pressing up towards the ceiling. And on the inhale, feel for expanding across your back body. And on the exhale, draw the navel up and in and contract the abdominals. Three more rounds. And then take your hands forward slightly. And on your next exhale, as you pull your navel up and in, allow yourself to draw your hips back towards child's pose. Don't set your hips down quite just yet. Feel the length along your side body. Inhale, reach the left side body over to the left and contract the right side body. Inhale, come through center, reach the right side body over to the right, contract the left side body. Back and forth. So as you inhale, sweep left side body over, really lengthening through. Maybe you have to drop your hip back a little more, or reach that arm forward, but feel that length across the side body, contracting right side body. And then sweep through center to the other side. And then bring yourself slowly to center and draw your hips back slowly, keeping the length through both side bodies, coming to child's pose. You can rest your forehead. Keep the arms long, or you could bring your arms alongside your body. If you bring your arms alongside your body, let your shoulders drape down really here and feel the expansion across your back body. And then from this child's pose, you could bring your arms forward if you don't have them there already and slide forward onto your belly. Okay? So with the hands, you can make a little, that little pillow again, and you have your forehead resting on the pillow. So forearms are parallel to the short edge of your mat. Tops of the feet press into the floor, spiral the inner leg towards the ceiling. On your next inhale, lift your head and chest and draw your elbows back. So you're expanding through the collarbones. And on your exhale, release your hands back to the mat, set your forehead down. Inhale, press your feet into the floor, lift your head and chest, and draw your elbows back. So your arms are in goalpost shape, cactus shape. And then exhale, bring your hands back down, rest your forehead. Let's do 3 more. Inhale, see if you can lengthen and keep that nice long inhale, exhale, even though it's a little bit more work. And exhale, release back down. Lifting, bringing the elbows back towards the upper back. On the lift. And releasing. 1 more, I think. And now hold this one. Bring your arms behind you. Palms face in. Feel in your inhale if you can get a little more lift in your chest and space through the collarbones. And then exhale, let yourself come back down. Take one cheek or temple to the mat, resting here. It might feel nice to bend your knees and just move your feet back and forth in windshield wiper motion. Just releasing the sacroiliac joint. Take it to the other side. And then come back to center. Place your hands under your shoulders. Come up through table. Curl your toes under and press yourself up into downward facing dog. And here you can bend your knees and feel the length through the side body as you bend your knees. Press your hips back. Let your head be loose and free right between the biceps. And then begin to straighten the legs towards straight as you come into this downward facing dog. And then we'll take the right leg up and bring the right leg forward between your hands, keeping the back toes curled under. You could press to your leg and come up into crescent lunge. So the back leg is lifted, hamstring lifted towards the ceiling, and the back heel is lifted, and the front knee is over the front ankle. Good. Inhale to bring the arms up, and exhale, open the chest. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And on your exhale, you just bring the arms back and open the chest a little bit more. Now we'll stay here, and with each inhale, feel for expanding across the front body. And with each exhale, draw navel up and in, contract the abdominals. See if you can lengthen the inhale and the exhale using Ujjayi breath. And then on your next inhale, bring your arms up. Interlace your hands and have your index finger pointing away. And inhale, and then exhale, side bend. Side bend and fall over. Side bend slightly to the right. Expanding through the left rib cage. Now, if you fell over like I did, you could put your back foot down in more of a warrior one position, but play with it. 3 breaths here. On the inhale, expanding through the left side body, and on the exhale, contracting the right side body. And then on your next inhale, reach the arms straight back up. Exhale, hands down around the front foot. Step back, downward facing dog. Bend the knees again and reach the hips back. Feel the length all the way from your pinky finger all the way to the hips. And then slowly begin to straighten the legs. Now inhale the left leg up and sweep it forward between your hands. Staying up on the back toes, you can use your hands or just sweep yourself up into crescent lunge. Keep the back hamstring lifted, the back heel lifted. And we'll take a couple of movements here. So inhaling, the arms come up, and exhale, open. And inhale, reach up. And exhale, settle the hips and open through the chest. Now keep the arms open. So each inhale is expanding the chest. And each exhale, you draw the abdominals in tightly. So we have expansion and contraction or stability happening at the same time, right? So inhale, open through the chest. Lengthen the inhale. Exhale, draw the abdominals in. And now inhale your arms up and interlace the opposite direction now, opposite thumb on top, reaching the pointer finger. Feel the stability in your legs. Inhale to reach, keeping the shoulder blades on the back. Exhale, slight bend to the left. Once you have your balance, work on expanding the right side body. So inhaling, length through the side body. Exhale, contract the left side body. Get the obliques working like you're cinching a bag. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And then inhale back to center. Exhale your hands down around your front foot. Step back to downward facing dog. Once again, bend your knees deeply and press your hips back. Feel the length through your side bodies, and then begin to straighten the legs. And they might not get all the way straight. And on your next inhale, walk your feet towards your hands. Keep the knees deeply bent, pressing into your feet as you inhale and sweep your arms up. Come out of the view here. Sweep your arms up. And then exhale your hands down to Tadasana. Now just close your eyes for a minute and continue that deep Ujjayi breathing. Feel expansion across your chest, but lengthen your tailbone down towards the floor. So you have length in the back, length in the front. We want equal front and back body here. And then inhale, sweep the arms up, and exhale, fold. Bend your knees deeply here and place your torso on your thighs. Good. On your next inhale, press your hands into your shins and lengthen through your back. Ardha Uttanasana. And on your exhale, fold. Repeat that a few times, lengthening the inhale. Think about the side bodies lengthening as you press your hands into your shins. And on your exhale, draw your navel up and in, contract the abdominals, and fold over your legs. Next time you find yourself in the forward fold, even though you're folded, can you feel for some length or opening through the back, all the way through the back? in the collarbones, through the collarbones. Knees are bent here. Then you can take your hands forward and your feet back, coming back into downward facing dog. And then from downward facing dog, inhale to come forward into high Dandasana. Press into your hands, spread across your back body. And then we'll drop the right knee to the floor and extend the left leg long. So here you might want to block. It's going to be up to you and your body and what's available today. But left leg long, sole of the foot to the floor. Okay, and the right hand out in front of your shoulder a bit. So variation of side plank. Reach the left arm up and over. Turn the palm towards the floor. And then let your head, you can take your gaze up to the top hand if it works for your neck, or you could just look down at your bottom hand. But reaching through the top hand and stretching side body on the inhale, and exhale, contract the bottom ribs, this bottom waist. So pull that bottom waist in, pull the navel up and in on the exhale. You can bring your top hand to the waist. If you want to play with the full side plank, you can bring your feet together here, and then you can reach the top arm up. Keep the hips lifting, so you're lifting the hips towards the ceiling. Expanding through the chest. And then bring your hands back around, full plank, downward facing dog. Just have to change my orientation. We're going to the other side. So now as you come back into the high plank, the other side, we'll bring the left leg down like a kickstand. Right leg goes long. And you can open up into a variation of side plank here. Really, just let your neck relax. So whatever you need for your neck, if it feels okay, you can look up at your top hand, but it's not necessary. Really working on the side waist more here. So feel this length from the right toes, right pinky toes, all the way through the right fingertips. On the exhale, you contract the navel, you contract the bottom waist up towards midline. And from here, if you wanted to play with side plank, you can bring the left foot back to meet the right and have the top arm stacked over the bottom arm. Coming to plank. And then walking the feet up or setting your feet back, coming back to downward facing dog. And then we'll bring our knees to the floor. And we'll exhale slowly back, child's pose. Okay, from your child's pose, just come forward enough so that you can put your top of your head down onto the floor. So we don't want a lot of weight on the top of our head, but you're sort of resting, you've got weight on your shins and on the top of your head. And then turn your toes under if you can, and reach back for your heels. So somewhere between the top of your head and where your forehead meets your hairline is where the head placement is. So you reach back for the heels and then round through your back and really stretch the top, or reach or broaden the top of your back. So you're pulling sort of against the heels, not a lot of weight on your head. Most of the weight is on your knees, but you're really feeling this broadening stretch through the top of your back. If this hurts your neck at all, just stay in child's pose. And then release the tops of your feet to the floor. Release your hips back, bring your hands forward. From here, then walk your hands to one side, keeping both hips firmly on the heels, and feel an opening through side body here. On the inhale, lengthen side body, or just feel for just subtly trying to even get more out of that. And on the exhale, opposite sideways contracts in, abdominals contract. Take 3 rounds of that breath, of that shape. Lengthening the inhale, 6 to 8 counts if possible. Lengthening the exhale. And then you can slightly lift your head as you walk your hands through center, reaching over into the opposite side, but keeping both hips firmly planted on your heels or your blanket, your rolled up blanket. If your hips, knees are bothering you and you have to have a blanket in between thighs and calves, that's fine. But keep contact there so the side body lengthens, other side body is contracting. And then walk your hands back to center, resting in child's pose for just a few breaths. Can you feel for draping your hips down over, so your hips, your buttocks sort of draping down over your heels. Ankles are pulled together here strongly, so feet are parallel to one another. And on your next inhale, press yourself up, back to tabletop. Take a couple of cat-cows. And then take yourself to your seat. And reach your legs out in front. Ashi. And then you can take your thighs, internally rotate the thighs. You might need to be sitting up on something. Paschimottanasana here. So now in this pose, this is we're expanding through the collarbones on the inhale. And on the exhale, we just take a little fold. So we're attempting here to keep the front body and the back body same length. Both of the front body and the back body, both lengthening. So on your inhale, feel for expanding through your collarbones. And then on your exhale, you can take a fold as per your capacity. Press heels into the floor and draw them back isometrically towards your hips. That'll keep the hamstrings engaged and facilitate the forward bend. So each inhale, open the chest. Each exhale, take a fold. You can have your chin tucked in, your head relaxed here. Your choice, you could look out at your toes. See if you can lengthen the inhale and lengthen the exhale. Not necessary to go all the way down to the body on the legs. If that happens, that's great. Now walk your hands back up, and now everyone take a little bend in the knees in this Paschimottanasana. This is a variation of Paschimottanasana. And then drape your body over your legs. Take the soles of your feet. Inhale. As you inhale, feel your belly against your legs and feel the broadening through your back. And then on your exhale, just let your head go. Inhale, expand through your belly and feel the pressure against your legs. And exhale, let things go. Inhale, pressing, expanding into the legs and feeling the broadness across your back. Exhale, draw navel in, contracting the abdominals. And then we'll release the hands alongside the hips. Slide the legs out. Come onto our back. Now just feel for even length, front body, back body, side body. So as you breathe here, feel for same length, front body, back body, and side body. So if you feel like you're maybe wrinkled in the back body, can you lengthen the back body out so there's no sort of wrinkling or shortening in the back body? And likewise, if you feel that in the front body, can you sort of straighten that wrinkle out? And then feel into both side waists and feel for equal length, right and left side. So feet are slightly engaged, slightly like more of a Tadasana shape than a Shavasana shape. And then we're gonna roll to one side. You could bend your bend the left knee, roll towards your right side, and place the palm of your hand underneath your booty, and then roll back on, and then roll to the other side and place the other palm of your hand underneath your other booty. So palms are into the floor, top of the hands are touching the buttocks, right? And then this could be your fish pose, or you could start to slide your elbows underneath your body, lifting upper body and taking your head back to the floor. So opening through the upper body in fish. So palms are into the floor, backs of the hands, the buttocks are resting on the backs of the hands, and then you kind of work your elbows underneath your body and press up. Just a little back bend. You could extend the legs long and point the toes if that works in your body. Get a little cramp in my feet when I do that. And then you work one elbow out slightly, the other elbow out slightly. Come back down onto your back, remove your hands. Take a breath in this Tadasana. So there's a tendency to want to pull our knees in and go right to the opposite movement, but let's keep the front and back body long. And now you can bring your knees in. Now you can bring your knees in and take a twist in one direction. Just a gentle twist of your choice. And begin to, as you come up to center and take a twist in the other direction, just begin to let things now just really settle. Hopefully feeling the increased space in your body that you've created. Come back to center if you need something else here, like a happy baby or another twist in both directions. Otherwise, you can bring your legs long and let your feet come to the outside corners of your mat. Let your arms rest alongside. Feet fall out to the side. With your palms up, you can slightly press into the back of your head and tuck your shoulder blades underneath your body. And then notice, again, if you have this sense of a wrinkle in your back body, can you iron out that wrinkle by moving a little bit, adjusting, so that back body and front body are both long. Both spacious. We're going to finish in a seated position with a mudra called the Garyuda Mudra. If you want to stay in Shavasana, please do. Otherwise, you can come back up to your seat. And with your hands in front of you, you'll take the the right hand on top of the left hand. Or if you want to do this side by side, just take the thumbs and interlace and spread your fingers out. Spread your fingers out. So the thumbs are just hooked and you're spreading your fingers out. And here you could close your eyes and just imagine that you embody this expansion. Expanded body, expanded mind, expanded heart, expanded life force. With this mudra, can you lengthen the breath? Let's try a 6 count to begin. On the exhale, gather at the waist, gather at the abdominals. And if you want to add a word that feels expansive to you, add a word. Keeping your eyes closed, but now just resting your hands in your lap, but feeling that expansion continue. And then bringing your hands together at your heart center. Give an internal namaste to yourself, honoring your own brilliance. And then a namaste to everyone in class. Thank you so much for joining in today. May the merit of our practice, the efforts of our practice, encourage all beings to unveil the hidden brilliance, our divine birthright. Namaste.